Saturday night on theblaze.com/TV.
I'm excited.
There's a great story from the campus thing. This guy puts up on campus a pro-life display. Decides to put up a pro-life. He's approaching saying, "I want babies to be born." Crazy idea.
Mm-hmm.
And the people on the left that are so tolerant of opposing views on campus, one of the guys actually runs over the display in his car, peels out, and knocks down the entire display. As he's pulling away, they realize he's actually driving a car with a coexist bumper sticker. How solid is that?
It's priceless. 888-727-BECK. Somebody on the feed brought up something interesting about this woman who went to Switzerland to commit assisted suicide. And her problem was she was 89 years old, so she was aged, but she was healthy. She wasn't terminally ill.
She had some health problems, as you would at 89 years old, but she was not terminally ill.
Right. And so she went and committed suicide because she doesn't like frozen dinners and cell phones. What? I mean, if that's the standard somebody brought up, what about Rhonda Locklear from the Lumbie tribe? Remember all that she said at the testimony about high-speed internet?
My name is Rhonda Locklear. I'm from Pembroke, and I'm a member of the Lumbie tribe of North Carolina.
Okay. Remember her?
I have 2 children.
And
like any mother,
I want
the best for my boys.
Of course she does.
Jacob, my oldest, is a transferring student to UNC Pembroke.
Oh, boy.
And Isaac is in the 8th grade at Pembroke Middle School.
Not her oldest.
Like most families across the state who either don't have access to high-speed internet who can't afford it.
They should just kill
themselves.
We
were stuck with dial-up service in our home until 2 months ago.
Until just 2 months ago.
I feel that this has put my family, my sons in particular, at a severe disadvantage.
Now, is that worthy of assisted suicide?
I think you go right away. You got to end it.
I think that's the only thing. You know what they say? Adapt or die.
Yeah, they say it, you got to do it.
So you have to do it.
Isaac depends on the internet to complete his assignments for school.
And that. Sure.
He often uses the internet to work on reports, projects, or often at times to do research.
Oh my gosh!
To do research.
I watch him struggle with the dial-up service, and observed him get frustrated because he could not move around on the web like he likes.
And you know, if your son, your oldest in particular, can't move around on a web like he likes, there's only one thing to do.
Yes. You go to Switzerland. You call it a day.
You call it a life.
You know, I mean,
it's done.
How many times have they had to deal with, various? What about health insurance? If they're think about this, if they only have dial-up internet and healthy choice or lean cuisine, they're not getting the full fat menu. They're getting something even lighter, and at that point, you just call it a day. You just phone it in.
You have to, because you know what they say: you adapt or die.
You adapt or die.
And if you can't adapt, you die.
I will say that all of the things that she did earlier in her life, she can still do. Just these other new things are available to her if she would like them.
Yeah, she could have read a book, like for instance, pick up a copy of Moby Dick or War and Peace. That would have taken you a while to get through,
right?
And I realize you're 89 years old and maybe your eyes are getting weaker, but there are magnifying glasses. Is that too newfangled to use?
Well, and also paper is new. Paper was new at one point as well.
At one point, it was.
Pretty much everything was new at one point. So you're just picking this moment in history to decide. I mean, it's such a strange
weird. It's a weird story. Just ignore the new things if you don't like them. Who said that you had to embrace it? You don't. If you don't like them, nobody said you must have a cell phone. Nobody said you have to have a TV. She didn't.
No.
You don't have to have a computer. I don't think she did. So just use the things that you're comfortable with.
Tweet comes in from John to World of Stew. I wonder if the niece of this environmentalist can be on her aunt's insurance. Death is a pre-existing condition. It's a good point. We're all going to die. So right off the bat, we basically all have death that should be covered under Obamacare, and then she should be able to put her niece on the insurance until she's 260.
I would look that up and see if that's accurate, but I can't move around the internet like I like.
No.
Because we're, of course, on
Pat,
dial-up.
let me give you a plane ticket
We're
to
on
Switzerland.
I have to.
We already sent Jeffy there today, so...
Adapt or die.
Adapt or die. This die.
Our new themes.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
But alone without Glenn today because he's at an event in Phoenix. And you can actually witness that. I think we'll have to check. It's probably on the website, right? It's probably at glennbeck.com for where you can see the performances of the Millennial Choir there. 2 tonight, I think, and 2 tomorrow. 888-727-BECK with Pat and Stu.
By the way, you can go to glennbeck.com/podcast as well to check out the show anytime you want. The radio show or Pat and Stu as well, the show we do every day. Afterwards, obviously, we're on the air with Glenn, and usually just beating him up and making him feel uncomfortable about himself, his life, his choices. Mm-hmm. That's kind of our role here every day. But when Glenn is out, we're here. And you can get us on Pat and Stu every day on the Blaze TV and the radio network and podcast as well.
Now, yesterday, President Obama was out talking about LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson. Mm. And he had some fascinating things to say about LBJ, I thought. I like it when he trumpets and praises his favorite presidents. And you can tell who they are because he's got a great deal of admiration for, let's say, FDR. Loves him, compares himself to FDR sometimes. LBJ, he actually tried the Lincoln thing, and everybody's like, come on, you're no Lincoln.
No.
Okay, you're the opposite of Abe Lincoln.
I'll give you LBJ.
I will definitely give you FDR, Woodrow Wilson, LBJ.
Yeah, those guys have really done an
100%.
Incredible amount to ruin this country, so I'll give you that.
And he's done just as much, if not more. Here's what he said yesterday.
4 days into his sudden presidency, and the night before he would address a joint session of the Congress in which he once served, Lyndon Johnson sat around a table with his closest advisors, preparing his remarks to a shattered and grieving nation. He wanted to call on senators and representatives to pass a civil rights bill, the most sweeping since Reconstruction. Most of his staff counseled him against it. They said it was hopeless.
Listen to this. It's fascinating.
That it would anger powerful Southern Democrats.